Hey everyone. I just have to say, I absolutely love connecting with you all on here each week. It's really one of my favorite things about technology. You could be halfway across the country from me or even halfway across the world. Now, I am in Seattle, Washington in the US, but I know that there are probably people tuning in from around the world as well, and we can still talk to each other. And I know some of you are watching this live and some of you will catch the replay, and that's okay. So if you are watching it live, drop a hashtag live below in the comments. And if you're watching the replay, comment with a hashtag replay. Now, I wanted to talk with you all today about one of the hardest lessons I had to learn when I first started on my journey to help my son, Oliver. Now, I should probably say that quietly because ears will probably pick up and hear his name. Now, when he was first diagnosed with ADHD, I was told that the best place to start was with an ADHD pediatrician. Now, at the time, I didn't know what I know now, so I agreed to the recommendations the doctor gave me. So he wanted to start Oliver on 5 milligrams of dexmethylphenidate and 3 milligrams of Intuniv. Now, what I didn't realize then was that the doses would keep going up and up. He started Oliver on 5 milligrams of dexmethylphenidate, but then it went to 10, then it went to 15, then it went to 20. Then, when Oliver started having side effects from these medications, the doctors wanted to give him another medication. Now, you see, many doctors believe that the only way to treat ADHD and anxiety is through medication. And if one medication doesn't work or creates a side effect, they just up the dose or give another one to counteract it. So when my doctor suggested adding a fourth medication to this regime, I didn't know what to do. It was one thing to have my son on one medication, but 4, it just felt like way too much. I was really questioning what I was doing. And this particular medication that was being suggested wasn't even for my son's ADHD. It was to counteract the side effects of the other 3 medication he was already on. Now, I'm not against medication, but this 4th medication, it just didn't feel right. It did not sit well with me at all. My gut was telling me to say no to my son's doctor, but I didn't really feel like I could do that either. After all, he was the expert, wasn't he? But then again, I just couldn't ignore this nagging feeling in the back of my mind, telling me things like, this isn't what my son really needs, or I shouldn't have him on this many medications. If this medication were working, would we really need another one? There has to be another way. Now, these thoughts, they nagged at me so long that I finally got up the courage to ask Oliver's doctor about food intolerance testing and gut testing. And I was absolutely blown away by his response. And some of you might have heard me say this before in maybe my webinar or something, but you know what he said to me? Don't bother. None of that works anyway. He was convinced that the only way to reduce my son's ADHD symptoms were through medication, and I was just going to waste time and money trying anything else. It wouldn't work, so don't even try. Now, countless families I have worked with have had that same thing happen to them. They've been told or made to feel like they've had to use medication, like there was no other options if they ever wanted to have peace in their homes. It's like they had to choose live in chaos or give their child a pill. Have any of you ever felt like this? Have you ever felt stuck, not wanting to give your child another pill, but also not knowing what else you could do? If you have, share it with me in the comments. Now, I'm here to tell you today that it doesn't have to be this way. You do have other options. You don't have to choose medication if your gut is telling you it's not right for your child. My son is living proof that medication is not the only option. After I finally got up the courage to not follow my doctor's advice, I started changing his diet and healing his gut through nutrition. Now he's thriving and he's doing it without the help of a pill. Okay, he hasn't been on meds for years. The hardest lesson I learned in this journey to heal my son and heal his gut and his health is that doctors can be wrong. My son's doctor was wrong. And if your child's doctor is suggesting something that just doesn't feel right to you, it's possible that they are wrong too. Medication is not your only option. And I used to think that my son's doctor was the expert. Now I know that I am my son's expert. And you are your child's expert too. No one, not even the best doctor in the country, knows your child as well as you do. So trust your gut. Sometimes I think it's helpful to remind ourselves of that truth. I am my son's expert. You know your child best. So if your gut is telling you not to give your child medication, I want you to encourage you to trust your gut. And if you'd like more information about what I did to help my son without the use of another pill, add a comment below saying, tell me more, and I'll reach out, or I'll have someone in my team reach out to give you help soon. So guys, thanks for your time. Trust your gut. You are your child's expert.